Now, my only problem with this, what I hated about this comic was when I opened it up and it said, yeah, so this is actually really, really good, man. Absolute Batman issue number 1. I wouldn't have even known about this if it wasn't for the live show that we've been doing Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. So shout out to Drtidigler who actually sent this copy so I can read and review it. But yeah, you guys in the live chat keeping me informed. I don't really go to my LCS that often anymore. Sometimes I'll get PDFs and I'll read comics, but I haven't stepped into one in a minute. But after reading this, I'm kind of ready to go and see what's going on with the Absolute Wonder Woman, man. So shout out to the live stream, Drtidigler. This is the new Absolute Batman issue number 1 by Scott Snyder with art by Nick Dragotta. Frank Martin, probably the colorist. So this is already, what, a week or so old. So I guess we can kind of talk spoilers. But Absolute Batman issue number 1, it was a great read. It is an Elseworlds tale. It feels very much like Ultimate Spider-Man. You have Batman, but his origin is slightly different. The characters, the supporting cast have slightly different roles. It's definitely well written. It opens up and it gives us a little shot of Bruce Wayne at the zoo with his father, and you already get the indication that his father is a teacher. So already different. It seems like he's not going to be the rich billionaire playboy philanthropist. So then we open up to Gotham City, and it looks like you have this motorcyclist who is coming back from a hiatus, and that you're thinking it's Bruce Wayne. You're thinking it's him coming back from training. Come to find out, it's Alfred Pennyworth. And we've seen Agent Alfred in other comics in the past, but in this one, he definitely gives that MI6 vibe. He's working for somebody. He wants to engage with this new threat to Gotham City. This is the party animals. They've been killing people seemingly at random. Alfred, you can already tell, is kind of bloodthirsty. Like, he really wants to hit them right away and get it over with, but they're telling him, no, you are only to observe. You're basically Uatu. You have to be the watcher here and just report back. But there is somebody else that has been messing around with this group of individuals. So if they come around, you are free to engage that person. And then we get a flash to a young Bruce Wayne. Well, actually, it's Bruce Wayne, and he's with somebody else. I don't think they really tell us who it is yet. It looks like it might be Dick Grayson, but we can see Bruce Wayne training, and then more flashbacks to that day at the zoo, and you get the indication that his father was murdered at the zoo one day. So very Captain America kind of MCU-ish. He is fighting, he's thinking about it, and he hits the punching bag, knocking it to the ground, spilling out the sand. The owner of this gym tells him he's got to buy a new bag. And then we kind of get a little bit of Gotham lore. Scott Snyder sprinkles in a little bit of lore in this conversation with this person here. Yeah, so he starts name dropping Gothamites that sound familiar. You have Ozzy, Eddie, Harvey, Selena, trying to get Bruce to come for a poker game. So it's already kind of a little bit different just with the name drops there. Then we go to this meeting between some gangsters and this version of the Black Mask, who has a very dope kind of skull mixed with a cue ball or the 8-ball. But you have Falcone and Maroni both taking this meeting. They're accusing the Black Mask that his goons are the party animals and that they need to be stopped. And then we see just how true a villain the Black Mask really is. I guess, yeah, we could do spoiler alerts, wiping out the 2 crime bosses of Gotham City. Very dope interaction between them and Black Mask. And then we start to get our first glimpse of Batman. And what's interesting, his costume is very functional, or I don't want to say costume, but his uniform or his outfit, what do you call it? Is very functional. We'll see those ears play a part. We'll see what happens with that bat emblem axe and with the actual cape itself. So then we get our first look at Commissioner Gordon. He is speaking at kind of a press briefing. They're talking about other police stations that have been taken over by the party animals. And then boom, party animals bust through the door, waving the 4-4. And you can see them with their ape skull masks, part of the Black Mask crew is what we're assuming. And then we get our first full look at Batman. So very Batman-y entrance. He drops down upside down. You can see his face. And then you see the enemies start shooting at Batman. Ting, 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 ting. It's bouncing off his cape. And then you get that big full-page panel of Batman dropping down, swooping in. I felt the energy in that page, man, as I turned it. And here we have Alfred. He's just observing. Remember, he's not supposed to intervene. But now that this vigilante has entered into the space, he is able to take measures, but he's still taking notes, he says. He's still learning all of Batman moves. So we're learning about Batman, his skill set, the type of mixed martial arts with his own twist, and we're seeing his cape in action, his ears in action. So what's cool about his cape, you know how like Michael Keaton, he has like these wires in his cape so that he can, flail it out or whatever you want to call it. Well, he actually uses those kind of very Wukong-esque. He can stand on them. He can use them kind of almost like a symbiote, almost to like grab something. Or what's he do in this one case? He kind of throws this enemy away. It looks like he yokes him by his neck. And then he pulls out his ears. They turn into two knives. He throws the knives in a brutal scene. You see it. He removes it from the body, and he sticks them back into the sheaths that are in his cowl. Very cool. I love that whole scene. Obviously, this is a great book because you don't need to know anything about Batman. This can be your first Batman that you've ever read, and you don't need to know anything else. Now, that chest, as you can see, this guy comes at him with a hatchet, very ICP. He takes out this little kind of staff, attaches it to the bat emblem on his chest, takes it off to reveal a razor sharp axe, and he uses that axe to disarm, quite literally, the villain here. So, very brutal Batman. Another thing we should mention, even though it's like an Elseworlds tale, in observing, Alfred realizes he's not killing any of these guys. He's getting very close to arteries and things of that nature, but he has a moral compass. So once all the enemies are dispatched, Alfred then has his first interaction with Batman. I guess he feels like he knows enough, puts the Mossberg to his chest, but Batman hits him with a horse kick and ends that interaction. He's out of there. But he's a little bit sloppy, man. We learned that Bruce Wayne is only 24 years old. He doesn't come from a rich family. His father was a teacher. His mother is a social worker. But what Batman does, what Bruce Wayne does, is he works in construction and he fixes up the areas that he damages as Batman, like the night before. So the stairs that were blown up, he goes back and he fixes them. We learn, obviously, that somebody was responsible for the death of his father as a child at the zoo. And if you look at the giraffe, it's something that was foreshadowed in the Black Mask interaction with the crime bosses, that he might have like a giraffe squad over there and an elephant squad over there. So they're insinuating that the Black Mask, the party animals, may be responsible for the death of Thomas Wayne. Now, we learn in our interactions with Bruce that he was a star football player. He left with an injury, but it looks like the type of injury that military folk use to get out of going to war. He didn't want to become a football player. He wanted to be vengeance. He wanted to avenge his father's death. Therefore, he learned by working at the electric company, through the sewage. He worked in every faction of the city to really know and learn Gotham City in order to do what he does here. Now he kind of hides out. His HQ is not a bat cave inside of some mansion, because he's not from money, but in these tall skyscrapers that he works on and knows that are not being used. They're just kind of investment, commercial real estate that rich people put their money in. And then we get the confrontation, round 2 fight with Alfred and Batman, which Batman one-ups him again. He seemingly shoots him right in he does shoot him right in the face, leaves the weapon with Alfred, but takes his motorcycle. Alfred then quickly realizes that not only did he shoot me in the face, but he ruined my rifle, making it non-lethal, and that's how he got blasted, as Batman jumps out of the skyscraper with seemingly nowhere to land, but, of course he's going to be all right. You can see he's got that cape in the wind. I'm sure he's able to glide down to safety. So then you have the epilogue. Now, my only problem with this, what I hated about this comic was when I opened it up and it said part 1 of 5. Oh, man, I wish this was an ongoing series. Now, it's probably going to be successful, and they'll probably, they're doing this whole absolute thing, which I really don't know anything about. I've been out of the loop, man. I think I'm going to leave after I upload this and go get Wonder Woman, and maybe I'll try to stay up to date with this, because this was great. So the first epilogue, what is this? It's just, so MI6 or whatever agency is telling or giving Alfred his orders. In the beginning, Alfred mentions, hey, you dragged me from Singapore. I'm tracking this guy down for 5 years. I'm working on it. And they're like, look, bro, do your job. You're there to observe. Now we need you over here to observe. So they tell him just quickly, hey, by the way, the guy that you were tracking down, yeah, he got away, man. He studied with Henry Ducard in France. He killed him. Then he trained with the League of Assassins, killed them. Now he's in the wind. So who is this potential foe that's now on the run that has killed Henry Ducard, who was one of the masters that helped train Bruce Wayne before he became Batman, along with the League of Shadows? Is it Bruce Wayne that they're talking about? Is he the Singapore guy and that he was training out there? But nah, it couldn't be, because he wouldn't have killed them, right? So who is this capable foe? It sounds very Deathstroke-ish. Then you have another one, and you have basically a deal is being made here with somebody. Just call him Sir. He has other names, but they're fake. Jack, Arthur, which makes sense later. And they say don't make any jokes around him, man. That's why they give him the name that he has. He never laughs. They call him the Joker. How cool is that, man? The opposite of what we're used to with the Joker, laughing, ha, ha, ha. That's his whole shtick. But in the absolute universe, Joker doesn't laugh, which is like kind of ironic in a poetic type of way. So yeah, man, I really dug Absolute Batman issue number 1. Scott Snyder did a great job of making this feel fun and interesting. A lot of unexpected kind of turns page to page, especially when we're dealing with characters as old as this and giving them new backstories and new versions of characters that have been around for decades. I really liked it. I like the art as well. Here on the cover, now it makes a lot more sense on how you can see that he has kind of like some type of wiring or something in his cape that enables him to use it, make it more functional than just a draping cape. You know, very good, man. I really dug this. If you guys read Absolute Batman 1, man, leave me your comments in the comments down below. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks again, Drtidigler. Come check us out live. Give me good recommendations, man. We'll pick it up. And, well, in this case, Drtidigler sent it to us, but you know what I'm saying. And thanks for watching, you guys. Stay minty fresh. Peace.